Jackson Radio Show.
There were so many people here who disliked President Trump, and yet, as one journalist tweeted out, boy, they all acted like they were at a Britney Spears concert and taking pictures like crazy, Fred. They were just dying to see this guy.
So two things. I was there. I was in the line trying to get in. These are the people, I'd say 99% of them would have voted for Hillary Clinton had they had a vote. They're international. And they were fighting to get in the room, fighting to get the seats. It was a full house on Friday at the World Economic Forum. That's not usually the case. Then it was a hot room when you sat down, ready to bite, ready to boo, ready to hate what he said. And President Trump pulled off something I didn't actually know was in his repertoire, which is he calmed the room with his speech. And it was just an amazing performance. Trump certainly graded himself well enough that a very high-level person in the World Economic Forum expects he may come back next year.
Kevin Jackson's who you're listening to. KJRadio.com. They're talking about President Trump's trip to Davos, Switzerland. I watched the full speech. I will tell you, it certainly wasn't Reagan-esque in terms of its the speech quality, and Trump's no Reagan in that respect. But Trump's 10 times the Reagan with results. And boy, let me tell you, those words don't flow over my lips very easily, because Ronald Reagan to me was a god. And many of you listening out there, same thing. So you can imagine what it means for me to say this. And I've told you guys, I'm going to rub it in the faces of the left, the anti-Trumpers, the never-Trumpers. Donald Trump is a freaking genius economically. Some might even say from a marketing perspective, the dude is a genius, knocking it out of the park. There was I won't even tell you who said this, but he says, I think I'm a natural-born leader. I know how to bow down to authority if it's authority that I respect. I've said the same thing. I said, I am a leader. You will not find a stronger leader, somebody willing to get in the line of fire on your behalf. But if there's somebody that can do it better, I'm cool with being a good follower. The person that said that earlier quote was Tupac Shakur, the rapper, the dead rapper. And he I don't care what you think about rap music or his life. What he said sums up many great leaders. I'm a great leader. But to be that, I have to understand how to be a great follower. And I will follow greatness. That is why I come on this radio show, the Kevin Jackson Show, and I talk to you about a man that is absolutely exhibiting leadership. And this is what bothers the left. They've never seen it. They've seen nothing like it. They detest Ronald Reagan because he exuded leadership. What the left want is they want a guy that looks like he's a leader, somebody that can be pushed around, that they can build the deep state. And for those of you who don't understand what the deep state is, let me tell you what it is. The deep state are the unelected people running this government. Trump shut down one of those organizations just not too long ago. I can't remember what it is, like the consumer protection thing. That was a person who had more power than the president and had wasn't accountable to the people at all. There are many such organizations within the government, and you can bet Donald Trump will get to them. And I've told you guys, there are many deep state operatives that remain in the Trump administration, some of them close to the president. I don't know why he's keeping them that close. Maybe it's the old axiom, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But there are some that are in his cabinet level positions. And I'll get into that. We said this earlier when I talked about one of them that happens to be McMaster's, or I think his name is McMaster's, and people were like, Kevin, what are you doing tagging a great general? Let me tell you something. He is a deep state operative. Why Donald Trump keeps him that close, I can only imagine, is because he's smart enough to know he's a deep state operative, and he's starting to, he wants to be able to out these people at some point. So he lets McMaster's do his thing. McMaster's can build his reputation in that way, but trust me when I tell you, I know this from inside sources, that McMaster's is part of the problem in D.C. What Trump's going to do with him, I don't know. But here's what I want to go back to. I want to go back to Davos. When you hear that guy talk about Donald Trump, you can tell. By the way, that was on CNBC. That wasn't Fox News. You didn't recognize the voices. That wasn't Fox News. The guy says this: 99% of the people that were in that audience would have voted probably for Hillary Clinton. Yet, these people were fighting to get in. And let me tell you what the media said on our end when Donald Trump was going. They were like, surprised that he's going. Why? Because he's going to get a terrible reception. These people are going to boo. They're going to walk out. They're going to want to destroy Donald Trump. And Trump's like, psst, I'll go. No problem. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out. Now, I'm going to give you some inside baseball here that isn't really from the inside, but it's something you should empirically understand. You're bringing the #1 economy to Davos, Switzerland, to a guy who's a turnaround artist. He's a rock star. They recognize it. And the leftist media wants you to believe he's going to be disrespected. An economy that is a quarter of the world economy at this point and growing. A quarter of the world economy. Okay? So Donald Trump's going to go over there with a quarter of the world economy and it's growing. And the left wants you to believe they're going to be disrespectful. Every country represented at this Davos event is a country that does business with the United States or wants to do business with the United States. And they're watching a leader like Donald Trump accomplish rock star type status with everything that he's done in this economy. And they want you to believe he's going to go over there and they're going to get booed. He's going to be booed. They're going to be disrespected. Now, when they say, this guy says, they were fighting to get in. He says it was a full house in Davos, which, by the way, he said, is not usually the case. Does anybody remember the last official thing that Barack Obama did overseas? And they literally, I'm looking at the room and they've got chairs, 2 rows of chairs. There couldn't have been 8 people in that room. Barack Obama finishes his speech and people weren't even paying attention. Somebody finally just kind of went, and a couple more spatterings of applause. Nobody got up to meet him or whatever. He walked out. He could have, for all intents and purposes, been the janitor. You don't have to believe me. Go Google that. You'll see that forum. Nobody cared. It was like, who cares what he has to say? He's useless. They were fighting to get in. It was a full house, which this man says is not usually the case. And you want to know why? Because whoever else was going to speak didn't matter. Didn't matter if Russia spoke. Didn't matter if China spoke. They didn't care. Then he claims they were ready to bite. They were ready to boo. They were ready to hate. Because that's what he'd been told. That's what everybody was supposed to be. These people hate Donald Trump. They don't want him in there. And then what does he say? Donald Trump gives an amazing performance. And what exactly was that amazing performance? Donald Trump went out there and he said exactly what he said on the campaign trail. I'm going to make America great again by putting America first. And when he went to Poland, he says, we're going to make America great again, and you can do the same thing with Poland. And as I explained to a group of people at this event that I attended over the weekend, Donald Trump doesn't see the pie as finite. He doesn't see it as a 2-foot round pie. He sees it as a pie that can be 3-foot round if he continues his policies. If you follow the policies of the left, the pie will be 3-foot round, 4-foot round. And we can all grow together. You don't have to live in squalor in Bangladesh or in some godforsaken crap hole in Africa. You can build an economy that people want to create products. Entrepreneurs create these products, and people will, trade begins between your country, and it's not just based on opium or heroin or whatever it takes to make all that crap. You can actually export your goods and services, and you'll build a middle class that wants the products of other people. I want you to imagine, one of these African countries that has a GDP that's less than, Nancy Pelosi's Botox bill, and suddenly this country begins to create a product, a crop, or something that's unique to them. Maybe tourism is part of it. Who knows? But they start doing something productive. That country's going to want things from us, possibly clothing, electronics, or who knows, cars, airplanes. Everybody begins to succeed worldwide. that is a possibility. Countries that are third world armpits don't have to remain that way. That's what Trump is saying. If you follow the guidelines and the principles of the United States, you can grow your economy, and we want to help you to grow it and become a part of it, and we want to become trading partners. So this guy that I played that first clip of, he says Trump gave an amazing performance. I'm telling you, folks, these are CNBC people. These are not people who are dyed in the wool pro-Trump. And the moderators go, she's like, can you believe this? People were saying he was going to be booed, he was going to be, ridiculed in the United States, this, that, and the other. And then they go, oh, no, as it turns out, they love him. We got to take a short break. We'll be back with more of this. Keep it here.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.